I'm no angel. I'm no angel. I've met a few. They're not the way you think they are. That's all. I get excited by little art projects, cheap ones. I guess in some way Aesop is a patron saint of mine. Aesop isn't canonical, but he's not uncanonical. I mean, certainly Aesop is more canonical than Foucault. Certainly, Aesop. The tortoise and the hare. Like, I recognize I'm a hare. I hate that about myself. I hate that about myself. I'm trying to become a tortoise who works slowly, methodically, with protection. It's old home days today, so there are some fireworks you might hear, and it's dusk, so they're testing. Probably be a little bit before they start the main show, or maybe now. It's a nice day, a hot day. Not a super hot day, pretty warm day. 82, 83, maybe 84, 85. But anyway, I don't know. I just got excited about a symbol. The Eastern Cross. Not necessarily Eastern, but a little more Easternish, a little more Turkish. Blue for Mary, of course. The deep, the beloved, the sea of sorrow, the rose, the blue rose. Just saying. King of the Jews. That's what this little line's for. The cross is for Christ. The sideways is for the east, but putting a nail on it, that's my artistic innovation, I don't mind saying. I'm not saying it hasn't been done before. I haven't seen it before, but I haven't seen that much. But I made this little footstool into a nail to represent the ground, the point, the center. You can't walk. Here you are. You can only reach. It's kind of how we are. That's kind of how most people are, even though there's this myth of universal mobility, because mobility has increased dynamically, and because there are those who seem to portray infinite mobility. Well, because they go from Paris to New York City to Hong Kong, yet they can't name the first 3 wild weeds their feet step upon as they walk out their front door in the morning. So, if we traverse the ports and cities, the shipping ports, or the air ports, or the land boundary border portals, if we can navigate those well, and we can't tell now, in my case, within a 16th of an acre in my front yard, there are 2,000 species of plants. And I don't know how many animal species and insect species and mold and fungi species live there. So what do you know if you don't know shit? So anyway, yeah, this is for, Christ. It's for the East. King of the Jews, mockery. The light above, it's kind of like, it's a little bit like the third eye and the illumination, but it's also has to do with decapitation because the head is separated. So that also has to do a little bit with like the fourth state of matter, plasma, ether. I mean, that's the thing too, everybody, 3 states of matter, gas, liquid, solid. But, well, no, plasma, and, well, then, of course, ether, just as it's always been said. So anyway, but the decapitation it's not a separation because there are things happening in the gap. We just can't see them. So if you light a candle, and there's a gap between the wick and the light that you can see, and it's blues and oranges and reds and whites and so on. Like, yeah, great. But like there's actually everything is happening in that thing that you can't see. Like, you can't see all kinds of shit. Everything's clear and just air everywhere you look, But there are places that you look that you don't see the actual thing that's happening because of the place we exist in within the evolution of the universe. We're not relaxed enough yet, most of us. Some of us do see these things, and that's where the wisdoms of the ages come down from. Because there is an intuitive oral tradition that has existed, and in that and for that matter has married. Let me say that again a few times. Married. Has married. Has married. Has married. 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 The deep. The deep. Mary is the deep. Or at least, it's a proposition worth considering. Poetically. Or even in the creative realm of poesis. So far as the teleological pole goes, because for those who praise causality, and there are those who praise causality, good for you, but for those who praise causality without giving due respect, honor, and maybe even privilege to teleology, shame on you. Causality is real, and teleology is the sucking force of the moral future that pulls everything to it. Amen. Oh yeah, and then the bottom symbol is Andrew and Peter. The X cross is St. Andrew. The upside down cross, people think that's satanic. Shame on you for being such a dipshit. If anything, it refers to when Jesus said to Peter, You know, like, stand back from me, Satan, or whatever. Jesus said that to Peter one time. The guy who he anointed as the rock upon which the church was built, which was a way of saying to the world and to the ages and to me and to you, yo, you're a piece of shit. And you've survived this far. Be the rock. Stand your ground. You failed before. Do it right now. You know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe. 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 Right. But anyway, that's what this is supposed to stand for. And of course, the blue for Mary. But then the spade also for because there's the split between Isaac and Ishmael. We know from the two traditions that Abraham either was going to slay Isaac or he was going to slay Ishmael. But he knew he was going to slay one or the other. That story, that open case. Yeah, we're taking on that open case, baby. It's actually already been solved in the future. And we're just going to bring as many people there as possible. We're going to populate heaven with souls. That's the goal. This, that, whatever. There's one goal. There is a heaven. It is a logical, rational, beautiful, loving, poetic, challenging future that can be attained even amidst our ugliness. Is this how I live my life? No. My life sucks. I say mostly horrible shit in my mind, even to other people. I'm a prick. I'm a wicked big asshole. I really am. So I guess this is just a way of me trying to, like, if I make recordings, then I can see myself talking to myself about the things that I believe, and then I can kind of weigh them. So it's a diary, but like, I actually kind of someday want to reach people. And I can't tell how much of that is like an earnest desire of like, I live alone, I only think about like the future and like fixing the problem of me. I don't want people to be like me. I am a problem. So, you know. But even that in a way is self-aggrandizing, you know. But, I don't know. The world needs to be healed. And I just feel like we need Mary.